Hello, Pisces. Welcome. Welcome back, you guys. I know this reading is coming out on the same day. Oh my God. Look at what's at the bottom of the deck, you guys. It's Bonnie and Clyde. So let me tell you how crazy this is and why this resonates with the message. I got a channel message. I'm trying to spit it out, you guys. Okay, so isn't Beyonce's song from the On the Run tour where she's like, I will wait, I hear sirens phone, ain't none, I don't care if they come. No, did she sing that? No one hear us. I don't care. I don't know, I'm next to you. Wasn't that song Bonnie and Clyde? That is crazy. Okay. Bonnie and Clyde, Beyonce. I don't know. It might not be. But Jay-Z made a Bonnie and Clyde song. I don't want to play it. Hold on. Oh, okay. Jay-Z's song was It's me and my girlfriend, down we ride to the very end. It's me and my boyfriend. Okay, hold on. So it's not about boyfriend or girlfriend, but it might be. But hold on. Let me just look up Beyonce's song real quick. Hold on. Yeah, so she said, I don't care if we on the run. Baby, long as I'm next to you. Yes, period. Okay, that was Jay-Z's album as well. Okay, so I thought it was Beyonce, but it's because she sang on the song. And it's kind of Bonnie and Clyde, but on the run. So there could be a duo, because if we're gonna go with the cards that we see, I'm gonna tell you guys a channel message. Just bear with me because this is a lot. I just got like an overwhelming need to come and record this, and I'm gonna release it this evening for you guys. But be sure to like and subscribe, please. Like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Get in the comments, let me know if it resonates. If you want to book a reading, the link is below. So, okay. Basically, the message that I got is that there's a person who is being hounded down, or there's a company being hounded down. There's an organization that's being hounded down. Like, they are on the run. They are trying to get away from accountability. I don't know if this is an individual, a group, or people working under the umbrella of a company or an organization, but they are on the run and they are trying not to be caught. Okay. They're trying not to be caught, and they are basically like making declarations to each other or agreeing, at least to themselves or to the people who are involved, that they are not going to back down. Okay. The reading that we did earlier today, Strange Bedfellows, on the thumbnail, which I expressed in the title of the reading that this is the most bizarre reading I've ever done. And I just want you guys to know that this situation is not yet done. There are, it feels like Montague and Capulet situation. That also can go along a little bit with the theme of Bonnie and Clyde, because Romeo and Juliet created a whole fight amongst the family. They came from two different families that were feuding, and they didn't like each other. And basically, the Montagues and the Capulets found out that Romeo and Juliet were together, and they were very furious, and it started all of these problems. And Romeo and Juliet would be considered the Bonnie and Clyde, because like, I don't care if we on the run, okay, baby, long as I'm next to you. So it's like there's a situation where there is a bigger fight happening because something is coming together. But when it comes to like Bonnie and Clyde, Romeo and Juliet, even if Bonnie and Clyde was toxic love, Romeo and Juliet may have been a little toxic too, but it was based on love. It's like some type of crazy situation in your life that it doesn't seem like it's crazy or big, but it is crazy or big. And it's because either you have a sentiment of love, or you want to bring love together, you want to create love, you want to create peace, or you want to make something better for yourself or others, right? I feel like you were being very selfless in a situation, Pisces. I feel like you guys weren't thinking of anybody in a negative way. You were more so thinking of how to kind of like resolve a situation and fix something. And, you know, it feels like this whirlwind of different situations were going on, and you tried to make the best decision for everyone involved. You didn't want to be a liar. You didn't want to be a thief. You didn't want to be a scammer. You didn't want to be somebody nefarious. You tried to handle situations honestly, and you may not have made all of the right decisions. You may not have always done the right thing, but you definitely put in the effort and did your best to try to keep your hands as clean as possible. Like we said before, you tried to stay on the right side of the street, the right side of history. You tried to make the decisions that would be honoring not only to your own soul, but to the souls of other people involved. You tried to handle a situation professionally. Whatever it is, this is what you tried to do. And I'm telling you right now, some of you guys, this takes me back to a TikTok that I watched where a young lady was basically exclaiming that she was on a mission to take down people who are doing the wrong thing in churches. Now, this is just a random example, but she was violated in a church, and violated by someone who was supposed to be a trusted member of the church. And throughout her life, it was definitely a hard thing for her to deal with, but the church ended up going down. This is according to her. This is hearsay. I don't know, allegedly. However, what I feel is that sentiment is happening right now. I feel like it looks like, bitch, this is crazy. It looks like y'all are alone standing against an army, and the army is visible. Like, you can see it. Like, you're fighting something legally, or you're fighting something spiritually. You guys are going through a spiritual battle. You guys are in a position where, like, whatever it is you're fighting, or whoever it is that you're fighting, they have physical bodies. It literally looks like there's more of them. However, they're also connected to spiritual energies that may not be on the level, or they may have attached themselves, or the people involved may have attached themselves to different energies, entities, or spirits that you can't see. So it's like that duplicates their army. And like, you're already in a position where you could feel intimidated by the people who you're coming against, or the situation that you're coming against. Like, this could be a situation that was kind of like brought to your doorstep, and you just don't understand. Like, there's a lot of confusion around this situation. You just don't understand. You don't know why this has happened. And I want you guys to know that there's a bigger reason, because like, whoever these people are, they don't want to call attention to themselves. They've been consistently attacking you, or consistently like creating distractions and diversions. And what Spirit told me this morning is that there is no more distraction. There is no more diversion. There are no more illusions. They can no longer hide behind anything. Whether it's the name of their company, they can no longer hide behind it. Whether it's the legal justice system, they can no longer hide behind it. Whether it's their family members, they can no longer hide behind it. Every distraction and diversion that these people or this person has put out to obscure and obstruct the vision of whoever is trying to help you, or to obscure and obstruct the truth of the situation, it has literally crumbled. It has literally crumbled, bro. And I don't know how to express to you guys, maybe because I'm talking so fast and like I'm really super excited and hyped, but like, this is such a strong message for me. And I like want you guys to understand how viscerally this came through. Like, it was a gradual process, and then it was like boom, boom, boom. Like, I know I just banged on the table and I'm yelling, but I feel like that's literally God walking up to the situation. Like, hold up, what was said? You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, I literally feel like God themselves stepped in and was like, Hold on. What was said? Repeat that. You said what? You said what about Pisces? You said what? Okay, back it up. Let me hear it from the beginning. What was said? Like, it's really some cold ass shit. And that's the only way that I can explain it. Because what it is that when you are an individual who has set out to try to block the blessings that God has given a person, boy, that is a fight that you don't want to fight. That is a fight that you do not want to fight. And I know that I have been on y'all. I have been on y'all like white on rice. I have been on y'all like funk on a funky person. Like, I'm telling you, I have been on y'all's butt, and I know that it's been hard these last few weeks and months hearing the messages that have come out and like really having to address and deal with the person who you are inside and what you've allowed to taint your soul, what you've allowed to taint your spirit, what you've allowed to take root within you and change who it is that you are, or make you do things that you really know that you don't want to do or shouldn't have done, or make you look at life a different way to see the things that you need to improve. I know that that's been super difficult, but I'm telling y'all, this right here, this message that I'm getting right here is the reason why I've been so serious about what I've been telling y'all, because I did not want y'all to get caught up in this fuck shit, because I knew it was going to be some fuck shit, and I knew that somebody was going to get swept up. I knew that they were going to get like caught in this web if they weren't careful, and I didn't want it to be you guys. And what I feel right now is like there was a blessing that God was trying to give you in order to create what it is that you're creating, or build whatever you're building, or just to be able to maintain and sustain your stability. Like, this is literally a situation where God gave you something, and it may not look, this is the thing that y'all need to understand. It may not look like God gave you something. It may not look like whatever the situation is was a blessing. It could even be kind of presenting itself and appear to be a curse, but it is not. You guys got a blessing, and you may have felt like it was a tug of war with the blessing. You may have felt like somebody was trying to take it from you, and you were trying to get it, but they were trying to take it from you. You may have felt like you were hitting brick wall after brick wall. You may have felt like things were good, and then it got snatched away and you took 10 steps backwards. But I'm telling you, all of that was a fucking blessing, because at the end of the day, God was testing people around you. And I know it's hard. I live this life with you. As individuals, we are connected. The only reason why you're here is because there is a part of your life that resonates with a part of my life, that resonates with a part of everybody who's watching this video. And we have similar journeys, and we were meant to encounter each other. There is millions of people uploading videos. There's like, I don't know how many, there's like millions of videos being uploaded on YouTube every hour or some craziness like that. And for you to find me, especially when I'm in situations a lot of times where I'm being shadow banned, but I digress. For you to find me, we have a connection in that way. And there's something that you need to hear from me, and there's something that I need to say to you, and there may be something that you need to say back to me in the comments, or to your fellow Pisces, or people who are in that similar situation. And I'm telling y'all right now, there is a situation where God wanted you to be blessed, and they tested people to see what was going to happen. They tested people to see what they were going to do. God gave you the blessing, and then let everybody know that you were getting the blessing. God gave you the blessing and let everybody know, hey, yo, Pisces just got a blessing. Pisces just got a blessing. Come on, everybody, come look at how blessed Pisces is. And the whole spectacle was for the purpose of God trying to pick out your enemies and see exactly who got you fucked up. And I'm not even playing with y'all. I know it sounds like you were being used, but this is part of your purpose. I tell y'all all the time, you do not have to worry about anything. And I understand how hard that can be in practice when you live your everyday life. But y'all, I struggle with it too. I struggle with it too. And I cannot tell you why I got this message, but y'all got to trust me and just know that this is what it is. And because somebody gathered around and saw, because I'm seeing a crowd of people gather around you and you're in the middle and the light from heaven is shining down on you. And because this motherfucker or whoever these people are gathered around you and said, oop, let me bump Pisces. It's like they came running out of the circle. Because you know this our circle booze, period. Like and subscribe. Okay. But they came and kind of like, I see, like, imagine a circle of people, a crowd of people circled around someone and the light is shining down on them. It's like there were people who were thinking about it and they were like, ooh, I'm feeling froggy, bitch. Am I going to jump? And they jumped. They took the bait. I don't even think you were in the circle for real, for real. I feel like it was a hologram or a projection of you in the circle. And we kept getting that astral projection card. And I feel like God did that on purpose to where you wouldn't be hurt at all from the situation. But it's like it looked like you were, right? It looked like you were actually there in the circle. So it made those people feel emboldened to try to come and take that blessing from you. And then they would run out from the circle. They would run out from the crowd towards the middle where you were with the light shining down. And they basically did like a hip bump and bumped you out the way. Like, you know how people tackle people and they turn to the side a little bit and like square up? And from the side, they try to bump somebody out the way. That's what was going on. They kept trying to run out of the crowd and bump you out from under the light and try to step into the light. And baby, when I tell you, each of them, I'm also getting like each of them who tried to come and bump you out of the light didn't see the other person, but it's like they were all simultaneously trying to run and bump you out of the light and bump you out of your spot and like steal your gifts from you or steal this blessing that God was trying to give you. They didn't see each other, but simultaneously as each of them tried to run and bump you, it's like the other people who were trying to bump you were made invisible to each other. But they were all trying to do this and bump you out of the light. And as soon as they did, as soon as they stepped in the light and they were like, yes, yes, I took Pisces' blessing. Yes, raising their hands up in the air and just like bathing and basking in the blessing that was supposed to be yours that they just confidently tried to steal. The light shut off. The light shut off, bitch. And then darkness and thunder and clouds and rumbling started to happen in the sky. And these motherfuckers was shitting bricks. Bricks. Okay? This can involve money. This can involve legal situations. It can involve whatever it is that you guys feel like describes this situation. Whatever the descriptors of this message are, this is what that entails. And I'm telling you right now, that there are forces that you cannot see. And while you were looking at this army and thinking that this army was going to come and be able to attack you, and you were kind of just alone, standing there by yourself, you had an invisible army behind you. And it is about to go down. It's about to go down. And I can't even fathom after all of that, right? I wasn't even thinking about Bonnie and Clyde or anything. I just heard Beyonce's song. I don't care if we on the run. And I keep saying Beyonce's song, which is kind of, side note. That's a little bit of tea. Both of them songs that I talked about were Jay-Z songs off his album. But anyway, but this whole situation is kind of like, I feel like there are people who are willing to go down for you and go down with the ship. And there's also people on the other side who are willing to do everything they can to say or claim that your blessing rightfully belongs to them. And that's why God's footsteps are stepping in to ask, excuse me, what was said? Oh, baby. Listen, don't try to figure it out. This is the thing in your situation, right? If this resonates with you, don't try to figure it out. Don't try to solve it or resolve it. Let them spirit guides and ancestors and archangels and let God themselves, father and mother, handle that situation. Don't you? You just listen. And only say what you need to say. Don't say nothing more. Don't say nothing less. Don't do nothing more. Don't do nothing less. Only do what you follow instructions. Okay. Spirit, what does Pisces need to know when it comes to this message? Lipstick evidence. I was about to say identity, but it says infidelity, caught cheating, betrayal. This doesn't have to be a relationship. This could be a relationship. This could be a situation. Hell, you could have been married to somebody and they got caught cheating on you, and they tried to say that you didn't get caught, that they didn't get caught cheating, or that you were lying or something, but you got evidence. Maybe you got a prenup and they didn't want to. How do we want prenup? We want prenup. Yeah. And you signed it and you weren't going to get anything because you signed a prenup. Maybe the prenup. What? Maybe the prenup was shiesty. Maybe they forged your signature on a different prenup and you signed a different one. I don't know. I'm pulling shit out my ass. But what I'm saying is, prenup. Somebody could have gotten pregnant off a prenup. Somebody stuck the tip in. That's specific for for those of y'all going through a divorce. Yeah, but if y'all are not in that situation where you're dealing with a cheating spouse or a cheating partner, or you were a third party unbeknownst to you, whatever the situation is, there's evidence now. Because like somebody could have cheated with you and you didn't know that they were married. Now you got pregnant off some prenut and they don't want to pay child support, or they don't want to act, they want to act like the child is not theirs. They're going to be proven to be the father. Okay. Your spouse, if they were cheating on you, they're going to be proven to be a cheater, and it's going to nullify or void the marriage contract or the prenuptial agreement. Okay. If this is a situation where you're dealing with something professionally for your job, and or if this is something legally that you're dealing with personally, there's evidence, like there's physical evidence of the cheating, the lies, the infidelity, the betrayal, the theft. Okay, whatever was being done to try to obscure whatever you're supposed to receive, that is being discovered. Not only is the truth being discovered, but the evidence of obscurity or the evidence of distraction and diversion are being discovered. So this it's so fucked up. But it's like, not only did these people or this person get caught and the truth that you've been saying is being proven, but it's like they also got a double punishment because they got discovered to have tried to hide the truth, right? It's like twice as bad. You know what I mean? Now we have turnt, party animal, sex, drugs, and alcohol, surface pleasures. And then we have lucky break, good fortune, things coming out, turning point. Did I lie, bitch? You get in the if I did, you get in the comments right now and tell me I'm a liar. And I won't block you. Did I lie? Okay. Now, this is a situation that's happening because somebody doesn't know how to control themselves, or and the horn just beep. And somebody does not see deeper into situations. It doesn't necessarily have to be about this. Again, I'm trying to let you know this is abstract. I be telling stories so you can get the gist of the timeline and the sequence of events, but it could literally be unfolding in a completely different way for your life. So just understand the storyline and the plot details. Okay, what this is somebody who threw caution to the wind and pretty much did not have foresight in a situation, and now that's coming back to be discovered, and the evidence of that is coming back. Somebody thought you was just a little guy. Somebody thought you was just a little dude. Somebody thought you was just a little dude. And now they learning. Now they learning the hard way, because it looks like you didn't have any support behind you. It looked like you was just a little old lady standing there by yourself on the battlefield. And they thought they could just come over there and shit on you. And that's just not the case. What else for Pisces? Oh my, it's reversed. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Peacing out. Thank you. Next. Leaving and not caring. And it kind of came out reversed. I feel like you left a situation and you tried to move on from a situation, but somebody just did not want to let you live. See, and that's the problem. Somebody came after you. Post evacuation, right? You left a situation, but like it kind of feels like the reason why somebody's having to pay double. I don't know what this is, but it's like double trouble, or this could be twins. I don't know. This could be doppelganger energy, but somebody had to atone double for what they've done. Like if they would have just let the situation unfold and, you know, let the truth come out to show that they were the problem and just leave it at that, it wouldn't have been as bad for them. But the fact that they tried to not only hide the truth, but then like change the truth to make you look like the crazy one, it's like that's why it's double trouble. Okay? And I think like if this is a situation specifically where like maybe you were, I don't know, it kind of feels like a situation where someone didn't have to come after you. Like someone didn't have to countersue you, or someone didn't have to take legal action against you. Someone did not have to like come after you for whatever they felt like they lost. Because if they would have just let it be, yes, they would have taken an L, but it wouldn't have been as bad as what it is now, seeing as they tried to come after you. It's kind of like if you were in the circle and they kept bumping you out of the circle to try to get your blessing. Because your blessing would have been just to leave the situation, or your blessing was to just walk away, or your blessing was to be freed from something. But this person bumped you out of the blessing, bumped you out of the circle of light. The clouds formed, the light disappeared, and now they, try to come after you. It's like once they bumped you out of the circle, you materialized on the battlefield. Just say you're in a field. That's where the circle was. You materialized outside of the circle, behind all of the people that were around you. They turn around when the light goes off and the thunder starts rumbling. They turn around to see you standing there across the way. And now they mad. And everybody just coming and charging at you like 300. That's what I see in my mind's eye. But if they would have stood the fuck there and sat down, it's like somebody was mad that they lost something that didn't even belong to them. Ooh, and Snowflake meowing. Yes, ma'am. Heard you loud and clear. Roger that. 10-4. Got your 6. Okay? That's what it is. What am I talking about, bro? Like, this is so insane to me. Bye, Felicia. They didn't want you to leave. There is evidence that somebody tried to keep you stuck in a situation or amplify some type of negativity for you when they should have just let you walk away. Swept up, head over heels, falling in love, intense emotions. Okay. And then spiritually woke, self-aware, cutting through illusions, detaching from ego. See, I don't even think this swept up is talking about love. It kind of feels like someone was swept up in emotions. They were swept up in their emotions. They didn't want you to get out of a situation. They felt like you were getting rewarded, and it's like this person's ego obscured their vision from being able to see the truth. And I feel like it's like because they know that their ego and their pride was in the way. And I feel like this person knew that you had good intentions, because the spiritually woke, it's like you were aware enough of the situation to be like, you know what? I feel like you walked away. Like you could have fought, but you walked away. And as you were walking away, whatever the fuck or whoever the fuck this is came after you while your back was turned. Like they could have left you alone. They could have let you, just leave and no harm, no foul. Like at the end of the day, like, yes, they may not have gotten what they thought they were going to get by stealing your blessing. But if they would have taken their ego and their pride out of it, they would have realized that it was never their blessing to fucking begin with. It never belonged to them to begin with. And they made the decision, right? You get what I'm saying? Like they made the decision to do whatever they chose to do that put them in the predicament that they're in, because that was their own karmic situations that they had to work through. And by the way, I'm getting like everything has a birth chart, like cities, states, they have birth charts. You have a birth chart as a person being born. Whenever something was established, it has a birth chart. So businesses have birth charts too, and they have karma too. And karma is not, boomerang, ricochet, all this shit. It's literally the decisions that you make have repercussions and consequences, lover's devil. And you have to deal with that. And that is a part of your karma. And that's why I tell you guys all the time, you've racked up a lot of karmic credit. You've paid off more karmic debt than you had. And now you've racked up karmic credit. And this is a situation where it's like somebody's like track record is coming back to bite them. And I feel like you were the last straw. You were the straw that broke the camel's back in this situation. Because they should have just left you the fuck alone. But see, because people don't understand that and people get so caught up in their ego, they were mad at you for not having an ego. They were mad at you for not standing there and fighting. They were mad at you for saying, you know what, I surrender, you won, I'm just gonna go. And they found that to be viscerally like infuriating. And because they took that first step towards that battlefield to attack you, oh, it's like they were this close to getting to you, and then God's foot came down and said, not on my watch. Bitch. God said, today I am Iyanla. Not on my watch. Listen, I'm finding joy in delivering this message. So if you watching, don't feel guilty about laughing about this shit, because folks need to stop. Folks need to get their stuff together. Folks need to stop playing with the anointed children of God. That's why I told you what I told you. It's not that I wanted you to feel bad about things that you've done. It's not that I wanted you to feel as if you are beyond reprieve or forgiveness. I didn't want you guys to feel any type of pain from the things that I was saying, but I knew that I had to deliver those strong warnings, because I knew that if you fucked up, if you stepped out of line 1 inch, a centimeter, you could have gotten caught up in this, because there was a barrier of protection around you that, yes, was keeping you from being involved, but also was not like solid. It was an invisible mist. And if you stepped out of it, you would have been leaving yourself vulnerable. So I hope you guys can understand and see the reason why sometimes I have to tell you things that are hard to hear. Let's continue. One more card for Pisces. Oh, Bonnie and Clyde and Cleanse. New boo. And red flag. Ooh, hold on. Let's break this down. Hold on. So Bonnie and Clyde says ride or die, us against the world, dedicated partnership, and then cleanse, detox, ridding negativity, purification. This could be a partnership that you felt like someone was supporting you in, but then you found out they weren't. This could be a situation where someone new came into your life and helped you rid yourself of an old issue. But let's just see. New boo says new love, learning each other, flirtatious. And red flag says warning signs, take heed, risky situation. Some of you guys, okay, so this is the situation. I feel like some of you guys are in the bucket of Pisces that met someone new, and this new person was instrumental in cleansing or detoxing your life of this situation that has been dragging and dragging and dragging. Their energy more than likely was meant to find you at this particular moment, because something in their energy or something in their karmic Rolodex was going to be able to assist you with this situation, and you needed them. But I feel like also they needed to do this as well, because I feel like there probably was something that they owed you from another lifetime, right? Like, this is the thing. It doesn't have to be a romantic partnership, but you have someone who has gotten to know you and they support you when it comes to helping you purify yourself, okay, in the waters of Lake Minnetonka, and detox yourself from this negativity. Because as they've started to know you, they've started to see the red flags in this other situation, right? That's what I feel like this is. I also feel like some of you guys, be careful about new people coming into your life right now as this is going on, because that's not a coincidence. If you just met someone yesterday, because the today card is here, but it's at the back of the deck. It's at the bottom of the deck, and it's behind this card. So it's like you may have met someone today or yesterday. Someone new just randomly came into your life and like was insistent upon talking to you, being friends, getting your number, wanted to date you maybe or whatever. Be very mindful of that, because I feel like they are a red flag, or there's some type of warning signs that you need to take heed to, because they could be trying to attach themselves to you, and they feel the energy of this situation or this blessing coming to you as well. But there are certain people who operate in this world in a different way energetically, because you will have people who see you get a blessing and then they run towards you and they try to like, stand in the light with you, or they try to bump you out of the light or whatever it is. But then you have people who watch the whole situation go down. They see what you've been through. They see what you've walked through, and they see how God protects you in situations. And they kind of like strategically, more covertly wiggle their way in to stay around you, because they know that's how you are favored by God. Okay? Listen to me if you want to. You don't have to, baby. But I'm just letting you know what the fuck is going on. Now, I just want you guys to know we're not going to, I know I already been talking for a long time, but this reading is not a reading where we're going to get all like deep into the information or whatever. We just going to see what you need to do. Let's just see. Hold on. I'm going to figure it out. Y'all, please be sure to like the video, you guys. Please be sure to subscribe, support the channel. If you can donate, please be sure to do that. It really helps out right now. It's a lot going on. I'm trying to get school supplies and clothes for the kids. And baby, listen, I'm hanging on like a thread, okay? So if you can support the channel and these readings do help you or help you navigate situations, please do so. It would be greatly appreciated, you guys. But if you can't monetarily donate or support in that way, please be sure to like the video and maybe leave a comment. That really helps out the channel in the algorithm, so that other Pisces can find this reading and it can help them in their life as well. So not only would you be helping me, but you would be helping another Pisces who might need to hear this message. But thank you guys so much. Shout out to all the subscribers and members. I love y'all. Thank you for everyone who has donated over time and recently. I really appreciate you guys. Okay. So let's see. What is the most important message that you want Pisces to know from this situation, Spirit? What is the most important message that you want Pisces to know from this situation? The Five of Wands. I feel like you have people fighting for you. You have forces fighting for you, fighting with you, supporting you. Okay. And they refuse to let you fall or perish in this battle. Okay, that's what I feel. There's a lot of conflict going on. This was a really strong obstacle as to why you guys may not have been feeling the progression of your life. You may have felt halted. You may have felt stuck. You may have felt like you were fighting an uphill battle. And it was because of this situation. It was because of what was going on that you might not have even been able to see. Okay, Three of Wands. That's 8 wands. So there's some type of communication that's coming in that's going to create some conflict. I don't know. I don't think this is necessarily like towards you. But I feel like you were maybe waiting on something, or you were expecting something to go a certain way, and that's not the way it was meant to go. It's like Spirit is moving the situation in a different direction, or it's moving in a different way because there is a bigger purpose. And then we have the Page of Cups. Interesting. So it kind of feels like there's communication that you're receiving, or communication that you're being privy to, that makes you wonder with the Page of Cups what is really going on. Like with the Page of Cups, I don't feel that as like childlike energy. It could be like imagination, okay? But what I'm more so feeling is that you expected an outcome to happen a certain way. It's not happening the way you thought, but it's not something that I think you should be worried about. I feel like because something is appearing to kind of steer in a different direction. I feel like it's making you question why. It's making you very curious. It's causing you to be inquisitive about what's going on behind the scenes and how this actually will like transpire. So don't get like worried. I feel like Spirit doesn't want you to overreact, because something could definitely be an illusion, or there's more than meets the eye, okay, in a situation, for sure, okay, or in some type of communication. What's the Five of Wands? What's the Five of Wands? Three of Cups. The Moon and the Ten of Cups. Ooh, somebody thought, ooh, so this could be Pisces energy and Cancer energy with the Moon. I feel like someone was reveling in your disappointment, because 10 plus 3 is 13. 3 plus 1 is 4. So there's a 10 of Cups, a 3 of Cups, and then a 4 of Cups. So someone was celebrating behind the scenes. I feel like somebody was prematurely celebrating a situation because they expected for something to go the way they thought it was going to go, and it didn't go that way. And unfortunately, if you're a Pisces that has not heeded my warnings, and you're a Pisces who's been very big-headed about what I was telling you and didn't want to admit that you were doing some fuck shit, then this could be you celebrating prematurely and thinking that you were going to get something, and now you're finding out you're not. Some of you could be in a situation where you didn't know if something was going to work out, but you were envisioning a situation where it would work out. And I feel like the way that you expected it to work out is not the way it's going to work out, but that doesn't mean it's not going to work out. I feel like Spirit is trying to get you to have an open mind. But if you're a Pisces who's been walking on the right side of the street, there is a Cancer energy or a business that was established in Cancer season, or an organization that has a Cancer at the head of the organization as the decision maker or the boss or something like that. There's a Cancer here. Maybe even a family member, I don't know, that either could have been working behind the scenes to cause problems or was working behind the scenes to support you. Okay. King of Wands and the Fool card just flipped out. I'm not sure exactly who's who, but I'm telling you the players involved. And you're one of the players involved, okay? Which I felt like you were being seen as an easy target, someone vulnerable and an easy target that could be like basically taken advantage of, or you know of someone who's in that position, and there's somebody here who was being very positive about the outcome of a situation, and they were trying to focus on the positive outcome. And I feel like I've said this to you guys before because I'm having deja vu, and that could be you or someone else. And then there was a person who was behind the scenes celebrating, thinking that they were going to win, and now they're going to find out that they may, be having to deal with a different outcome because they celebrated prematurely. And there's also a person here, possibly you, whoever it was that was seeing the situation positively and trying to look on the bright side. They may be feeling nervous because it's not happening the way that they thought, and Spirit wants you guys not to be discouraged. Okay. What else is the Five of Wands? One more card, please. The Three of Wands. See what I'm saying? Someone expected something to work out. They were trying to rush something or speed the process up with something. And it's like, nah. Not on my watch. Eight of Swords and the King of Swords. Gemini energy, possibly Libra or Aquarius. There's definitely a desire to create peace. There's a desire to stop the conflict, okay? There's clarity and illumination of what has not been said. There's clarity and illumination of what has been going on behind the scenes. I feel like someone was extremely maybe worried about how something was going to turn out. I feel like there are two parties here who are kind of toe to toe, and neither one was communicating or speaking. I feel like one party was being silent for like a secretive, mysterious, nefarious reason. And the other party was being silent because they saw that there was no reason or point to argue, or they just wanted peace. It just feels like weird. It feels like someone was it feels like someone may have been told by their boss to do something. It kind of feels like someone was under contract and they maybe didn't want to do something, or they weren't sure about doing something, but they did it anyway because their boss told them to, or they did it anyway because maybe they just made a wrong decision and they expected for the King of Swords to kind of like hide this or conceal this or protect them. So they were like, yeah, everything is good. Everything is great. We don't have anything to worry about. Everything worked out in our favor, but it put you as God's child at a detriment. It's like somebody knew that they were doing something wrong, or somebody knew that they were making a mistake that would possibly jeopardize something for you, or it would put you in a bind. And that's another way to steal your blessing, right? However the situation went down, it's kind of like a situation where somebody knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. And that's why it caused them so much anxiety or stress. Like when I was telling you guys that a person maybe had to take an L, but they made it double because they tried to hide the fact that the truth was what it was, right? You know, like it kind of feels like if someone's working at a job and they don't follow the rules, or they go against policy, or, you know, they do something that maybe they shouldn't do, and they, in the back of their mind, they're like, still thinking about it after they do it over and over again. Like every day they kind of think about it because they're like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And like, I fucked up. I feel like that's what happened. I feel like someone knew that something that they were doing was maybe something that they shouldn't do. And that's why I tell you guys, all of this shit is so intertwined. Everyone has choices. Everyone has free will. The choice that you make right now to step outside your house and make decisions all throughout the day, your life is filled with decisions, and so are other people's, and we're connected. So our decisions intertwine. So it kind of feels like there's this back and forth, communication electrically. And it feels like maybe a decision was made a decision was made for you, and then you made a decision after that decision was made for you, which caused somebody else to have to make a decision, and then they made the decision that they made, but then it turns out that their decision wasn't the right decision, and then they tried to backtrack on it and make it seem like it was the right decision and cover their ass and, hide the fact that they made a wrong decision, which made you have to make certain decisions, and it's just this boomerang of fucking decisions. And I just think that, like, someone didn't want to take accountability. They didn't want to walk through the fire. And then they thought that someone was going to free them. I feel like there's a masculine energy here, but there's feminines involved as well because the Three of Cups is here. And I just feel like someone did not want for their choice that may not have been the right choice. They didn't want for that choice to fall back on them. They were like, well, fuck Pisces. They're a nobody. And that's where that's where they messed up. That's where they messed up. Okay. What else does Pisces need to know, Spirit, when it comes to these messages? Ooh, the romantic. Something is not... It says, careful not to ignore reality in favor of your romanticized version of love, or you may have a tough time in the dating world. So if this is about a relationship for some of you guys, it just feels like someone was worried about like how something would transpire or what would come next in the situation. And they may have communicated secretly with someone to say, oh, everything's going to be okay. I got Pisces, together, or, I handled the situation with Pisces. Pisces ain't going to be able to do this. They ain't going to be able to do that. But meanwhile, that was them covering up their mess. And now they're getting double the punishment. And we just had the punishment reading, and that's crazy. So I just feel like in general, you guys, I feel like y'all did not ignore reality. Y'all accepted the truth of your actions in the situation. You accepted the truth of your involvement in the situation. And I feel like You didn't see a romanticized version. You took the rose-colored glasses off. You were like, look, this is what it is. And that's why I feel like you guys decided to walk away or to back down and, you know, surrender, like I said earlier. And then somebody came and tried to come for you. It says the alchemist, change is taking place, transforming bad situations into gold and bursting the limitations that bind you. So a part of the situation is as well, like whenever you're in a situation with someone and, you know, things go down, spirit never wants you to think that you're any better than this person just because you made the right decision this time. Okay? Like, they don't want you to be delusional. At the end of the day, like, and this has been illustrated for me watching Love Island, which I know y'all are probably tired of hearing about, but like, it's so many lessons in life that are taught on that show, and it's so crazy because I don't even think they intend it to be that way. But like, there will be situations on Love Island where people are coupled up together and then a bombshell comes in and then everything changes. And it's like, it's so funny how things boomerang really quickly in that house, in the villa. Because 1 minute somebody will be dogging you out and dumping you because they see somebody else come in, or they'll have an opportunity to get with the person who they really had their eyes on. And then lo and behold, the person that they really had their eyes on ends up dumping them for the person who they really have their eyes on. And it's like, damn, how quick the tables turn. So I just want you guys not to be delusional and think that just because you may have won this battle or won this war that you will always be victorious. It's about the actions that you take and the decisions that you make. So Spirit is basically saying that a change is taking place right now and it's transforming a bad situation into something beautiful. It's transforming it into gold and bursting the limitations that bind you. So whatever you felt like was holding you back or whatever you felt like you had to backtrack on, that energy is leaving. The energy of whatever was holding you back is leaving. And that's cool. But they don't want you to ignore reality and think that just now because this situation has happened that you're invincible. Okay? The shaman says the spirit world is trying to communicate with you and wish to have a closer relationship with you. Open up to their wisdom. And I really think that you guys have a lot of protection that you don't see, and sometimes you don't feel like it's there, or you can't necessarily believe that it's there, but it is. And I think a lot of you guys, what your spirit team is trying to tell you in this situation is like, hey, we are here to support you. We are here to help you make these decisions, these clusterfuck of decisions that everybody has to make. We want you to consult with us however many times you need to for whatever it is that you need to, so that you can make decisions that try to basically prevent you from being in these kind of circumstances or predicaments in the future. It's like Spirit is teaching you a lesson through this. They had to make you sweat a little bit because they want you to understand that, yeah, this worked out in your favor, but so easily you could step too far outside the bounds of our protection. And so that you don't do that, we want you to always come to us and know that we're going to help you and guide you. You just have to chill the fuck out, breathe, and pay attention. What's this romantic card reversed? Why is this card here? Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so you're getting an opportunity, but they don't want you to get big-headed or lose the plot, pretty much. I said what I said. 9 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So this could be about money, time, energy, resources, the investment that you've made. I feel like you're receiving something that you are meant to have, and it's coming from your ancestors. It's coming from your spirit team. It's an opportunity that I feel like Spirit wants you to really cherish. It could be some type of solution, reprieve, resolution to a situation, and they want you to cherish it. They don't want you to be boastful and prideful about it. They don't want you to have a big ego about it. They really want you to understand that it could have been me. It would have been me. It should have been me if it wasn't for the blood. Okay, period. So don't get ahead of yourself, bitch. Really walk and tread lightly yourself. Because I feel like this is something that belongs to you and this is something that's owed to you. But it's like, if there's been any part of this situation that you feel maybe you could have handled it differently, or you feel maybe you could have made a different decision, learn that lesson. Because I'm telling you, the next time you do something that could constitute a fuck up, they're not gonna come and save your ass. Your ass gonna be on the chopping block just like these other motherfuckers that thought they was gonna do something. You know, it's kind of like when your parent comes and bails you out of jail, and you know this the first time you ever got in any trouble, and they're like, look, I bailed you out, but whatever the fuck you doing, you need to stop, because I'm not gonna bail you out again. And then you take that for granted and you get locked up again, and then you wonder why folks don't want to come get your ass from jail. Okay, I said what I said. Now, advice for Pisces. Y'all be sure to like the video, you guys. Thank you so much. What is the advice for Pisces when it comes to these messages? The High Priestess card, and it slick came out in reverse. Harness mystic power. So yeah, they really want you to work on the communication that you have with spirit, and make sure that they want you to make sure that you're not losing the plot. Okay, that's the best way I can explain it. I am exhausted. I'm not really, but damn, this reading was crazy. Druid, hold space, hold the space. Yeah, leave. I feel like they want you to be open to the reality or the possibility that you can actually literally come to spirit with anything, even if it's like something as mundane as running errands, right? If you got to go grocery shopping, but you also got to go to Walmart, and you don't want to grocery shop at Walmart, you like to go to Ingles, or you like to go to Kroger's, or you like to go to Jewel-Osco, or you like to go to wherever, Farmer's Market, Food Depot. I don't know what grocery store you got in your city, but it's like, even with those small decisions, you know, like if you ask spirit, dang, I got to go to these 2 different stores, which one should I go to first? You know what I mean? Should I even go out today? That they want you to hold space for their existence. They want you to hold space for their goodwill towards you. I feel like your ancestors and your spirit team and the people who guide you really feel like you don't trust them. They feel like you don't love them. They feel abandoned by you. Because you are a person who has all of these gifts and all of this power by accessing their knowledge and wisdom, but you don't use it. That's why it came out in reverse. And it just feels like a sad feeling. It doesn't feel like an angry feeling from your ancestors. They just feel sad because they have so much that they want to offer you, and they have so much that they want to give you because you deserve it with the 9 of Pentacles. But it's like you're rejecting them. How have you felt when you've been rejected by people? How do you feel when you think someone is abandoning you, Pisces? That's how they feel too. And to be honest with you, because you guys are intuitive and a lot of you are very psychically connected and most of you are empaths, part of the reason why you may be feeling so abandoned and lost in life is because they feel that way about you. They feel like you're doing that to them, and you're intuitively picking up on your own ancestors' emotions. Chew on that. That's crazy. I'm just saying. Yep, Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted. That's what they want you to do. Especially if this is your mother. Especially if this is your mother and your mother's passed on or grandmother's passed on. They want you to see and allow for the possibility that you can harness their power by connecting to them. And that it will give you a feeling of love and comfort. Very beautiful energy, but it's definitely bittersweet. It's definitely a win, but it's also a reflective moment. Oh my God, ma'am. Oh, wow. That's how she sounds. I don't know what you're saying. Come here and talk to me. So the High Priestess card says, align with the light and focus on all things positive. The High Priestess is the physical embodiment of divine feminine. the goddess in human form. She has had many names through time and space, but her essence has remained similar: fierce, powerful, and disciplined. In many traditions, particularly pre-Christian, the high priestess was in charge of spiritual and religious orders and was the voice of authority and guidance from the gods, okay? The high priestess in this deck is the consort and partner of the high priest. If you look at them together, you will see they mirror each other's energy. Okay, so we're dealing with the feminine energy. There is masculine energy here on the hold space for the Druid card. At least that's what it looks like, but we're dealing with a lot of feminine energy here, okay? So she is joined by a black cat representing the Egyptian goddess Bast, who protects her from lower energies, and she stands strong in her glory and power. Okay, so that protection is coming up. Now, the extended message says you are a mystic with the capacity to connect with energies that go beyond the human senses. Within you is a force of magic that is directed by your will. There is an opportunity for you to rise up at this time, but it requires dedication and discipline. You are being guided to look at what you're working on or at the situation before you and determine where your priorities lie. If you are unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goal and the happiness of everyone involved. When this card arrives, it is important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that will be important for your growth. Honestly, you guys, I feel like you guys are going to have to make a decision. And Spirit is trying to make sure you don't make the wrong decision. And they really want you to know, like, hey, this is a team effort. You may be physically feeling alone, or you may be physically standing on the battlefield by yourself, but spiritually you have a whole group of people around you that want to help you. They want to break it down. They want to go into the huddle with you. And I think that this is like what Spirit wants you to see, because there's a test that I feel like a lot of you guys are going to have to pass if you want to move forward to the next phase of your journey. Because whatever pettiness and tit for tat is going on, like it may look, this is the crazy part. Whatever this is, they don't want you to be petty. They don't want you to do any tit for tat situations. They don't want you to seek egotistical or prideful validation from others or things that are going on outside of you. Like, they don't want you to make the same mistakes as these people who came against you made. And the mistake that they made is clearly stated in this reading. So I'm not going to give you the answer because I don't think Spirit wants me to give you the answer. But I feel like that's what they're trying to clearly express to you. Okay? Now, yes, poo-poo girl. Yes, ma'am. What is it? Okay, so the Druid says hold space, and it says hold things together. Don't make any sudden moves or changes. Stand strong knowing you are where you are supposed to be. The Druids were the ancient wise ones of the British Isles. They had a deep connection with the Earth Mother, the Sun, and the Moon. They were the scholars who created the Ogham tree language, and they were known for their creative skills in storytelling, poetry, and craftsmanship. So, the extended message says, when the Druid card appears in the reading, you're being guided to dig deep within and hold your station. If you're wondering what to do next or have a sense of anxiety about what is unfolding in your life, it is time to shift your perception and move back to a state of trust. Don't change your plans or do anything drastic. Just trust in the process and let everything happen as it needs to before taking any more steps. I believe I spoke about that earlier. Think of a tree. It has strong roots, yet continues to grow and bear fruit. Your life will be a reflection of this. Interesting. Some of y'all are trees. I keep getting references to my tall girlies. Okay? And my tall boys. Earth Mother Free love. Ooh, I just heard free love. I said it by accident. Feel loved and comforted. Now, it says, allow yourself to be cherished. Earth Mother is protecting you with the shield of love and light. Earth Mother is the feminine counterpart to Sky Father. So you got two feminine counterparts. Earth Mother, which goes to Sky Father, and the High Priestess, which goes along with the High Priest. Okay? It's auspicious to receive this card because in the eyes and heart of Earth Mother, you are her child, and she is highly protective of her baby, period, and will give you everything you need to grow and expand. Earth Mother is only covered by leaves in this card, showing the vulnerability of the earth. Every day she experiences challenges that she has to adapt to and overcome. Her energy, presented by the symbol of the pagan triple goddess, maiden, mother, and crone, behind her, right there, can help you adapt as the changes of life come your way. Now, the extended message says you may have felt overwhelmed or out of control emotionally recently, but you are now moving back to your natural center, and that will bring you to a place of clarity and openness. If you have felt ungrounded, know that Earth Mother is here to root you and help you regain your sense of strength. You may not feel like a child, but in the eyes of the divine, you are a child of light, and it's important you know that and feel loved. If you have had challenges with your mother or with being a mother yourself, know that the energies of mother healing are within you to help clear any ancestral blockages that are preventing you from making this sacred love connection. You are being guided to make choices that are based on love. So they're giving you the answer. I'm not going to explain it any further. I'm just going to tell you guys I love and appreciate you. I hope this message has helped you. Be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Book your readings today if you want a personal. All of that is linked below. Get in the comments. Let me know if it resonated, Pisces, and I will see you guys next time. Remember, this is our Circle Booze. Bye.